Greetings and welcome back to Berlin. Today we're combining themes a little bit. If you've seen the one-man cooking show where sometimes things don't work out and we have to buy pizza, I guess that's what happened last time. It started out making Nashville Hot Chicken, which is something that I wasn't familiar with, and it sounded really good. But I guess it turned into chicken salad, and because it sounded so good, I thought it would be something I'd like to try. So I've been researching some recipes. And also, you know that I'm from Philadelphia, and Philadelphians love their sandwiches. So I wanted to try to turn this into a Nashville Hot Chicken sandwich, burger, okay? Now the combining themes is I've been eating burgers here and reviewing burgers in Berlin, and I've been raving about the brioche burgers. So we're in search of the brioche roll for the Nashville Hot Chicken sandwich. We're gonna start this off with 500 grams of buttermilk. I've seen this recipe, now that I've researched it, it's a brand new thing for me. Very curious to see how all this is gonna come out. But I've seen this with buttermilk and with whole milk. Buttermilk looks a lot more interesting to me somehow. Your hot sauce of taste. And this one is, I'm using Texas Pete, and that's about 1/4 of a cup. Again, I'm using all different kinds of recipes. Here's things that I've seen that look really pretty interesting. And I'm gonna put a good tablespoon of chili powder, and we're gonna put 1 egg. And I think this helps bind a little bit when we finally get this breaded and fried in a little bit. We're gonna mix this up. And we mix, and we finally have this really well blended. At this point, later on, this is served with pickles, and I thought this was a really good idea that I saw. I'm going to put a little bit of the pickle brine in here, because we're going to have some of that sweetness of the brown sugar, that with the coating later on. And now to the chicken itself. I've seen, again, you can get a whole chicken, you can cut it up, you could make it in 8 pieces, you can have the breast, and you can make it in 10 pieces. I am going with the thighs, basically, but this is a beautiful cut that we have at the Turkish store, and it's actually a leg and a thigh that has been deboned. And this is going to be a little bit big for our purposes to start, so I'm going to cut this in half. I've trimmed it up a little bit. I take the skin off, and you can see there's a little bit of the fat left on it, but that's only going to help the flavor. Not the whole lot that was on there to start with, but we're going to get this in to our little marinade, and I'm going to do 2 of these, okay? Cut 2 of these, and the other 2 I'm going to leave alone because I want to try this in another recipe and get some spinach and some cheese and wrap this up and bake it and see how that tastes. But I'm still going to put it in this brine because I think that might be a really nice addition to that dish as well. We'll pop a lid on that. And we're going to put that to sleep for at least 4 to 6 hours. This may go until tomorrow, maybe an overnight marinade. And here we are on the set of The Sound of Music. Not. And here we had the famous Bridge of Spies, where prisoners and spies were exchanged during and after the war between the east and west sides. You can even see the paint is a little bit different, a bit lighter on the eastern side of it. And this is the spot in the Tom Hanks movie, Bridge of Spies, that was, I'm not sure if it was shot here, but it was certainly depicted in the movie. Famous place for exchanging prisoners. So I could feel those boneless chicken legs and thighs just doing their stuff in that marinade that we put together yesterday. And today is Nashville Hot Chicken Day. But it's also Memorial Day, and we're stuck in Berlin, but it's a beautiful Sunday. And decided to take a short trip to Babelsberg, which is between Berlin and Potsdam, a neighboring city.
The start of Metropolis Fritz Lang, yeah? Everything is based there in Babelsberg, and now Hollywood is also doing movies there. Brad Pitt also shot there. I mean, many people are doing movies there.
Welcome back to the teeny tiny kitchen in Berlin, the one-man cooking show on tour. It was funny, a friend of mine saw the last episode and he said, yeah, that is a one-man cooking show because that's all you could fit in that kitchen. But we're back from Babelsberg, the Hollywood of Germany, and we got our dredge station set up. I'm wearing red for the Nashville Hot Chicken, and we're gonna dive right in here. And we've already got the dredging station set up, and we're just gonna add a couple of things to this. Again, a couple of teaspoons of sea salt, cayenne. It says apricot jam, but it's not. I just buy it in bulk, and this is a little cayenne. And this might seem like a lot, like throughout the recipe, but I've done this before. I actually make fried chicken like this, like frequently. And I'm just gonna mix this up and get this well incorporated. We're gonna do something else with this. We're gonna do spinach and cheese wrap. We're either gonna wrap it around the spinach and cheese or stuff it, whatever you wanna call it. It's actually more like wrapping it around that stuff, but that's gonna be tomorrow's dinner. I'm kinda looking forward to that too. We might even put the hot sauce that we have on top of that. Now this is a relatively small recipe. I want to take as much off of here as I can and dry it up a little bit. It was wet. We got it dry. We are now gonna then we're gonna go back in to our marinade mixture. Ooh, yummy, yummy, dippy, dippy. And I actually think that those drips are gonna make like nice little hunks of crispiness when we finally get to it. That was almost a faux pas. Almost stuck my other hand in there. Chicken is dredged, ready, just drying out a little bit. We've got our Dutch oven, and we're gonna put together the hot stuff. That's going to be, for us today, again, I saw so many different variations on this, but I'm gonna take what I think is about a teaspoon or a tablespoon and a half of cayenne. That's the hot stuff. Now we're going with paprika. Not so much, and this is even about a teaspoon. And then we're going with garlic, granulated, about a teaspoon. I'm going onion. Don't always see it out there. Haven't seen it at all, but I'm going with a little bit of onion. And then last but not least, going with the 2 teaspoons of the brown sugar. And after we get this hot, when we mix this, I'm going to do something a little different with that as well. But after we mix this, I'm going to put a little honey in this, because I don't think it could hurt, and I think a little bit of lime, because we have it, and I think that would brighten up the taste. Put it in, lay it away from you. That is at about 325. Okay, so this has been about 3 or 4 minutes, and we're hovering around like the 325, turn 2. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that beautiful brown, golden brown chicken is just finishing off in the oven for the moment. We're gonna give that a couple of minutes. We're gonna come back here to the top. We just took the last chicken out, and we've got the oil from the frying. And look what magically appeared in this little bowl. Yeah, there's about 2 tablespoons of butter in there. And we're going in with the hot oil. Like, I'm not sure how much this ladle is, but as far as volume. But we're gonna like mix this up, and this will eventually or ultimately be our little sauce. The Nashville Hot Now I picked the big bowl because I was really thinking about, I may just like dump this in here. A lot of recipes that I've seen, it just gets brushed on and stuff. A little bit of lime in here because I just like the idea of citrus, and like anything mixing hot with citrus, and we'll see how it goes. I'm pretty excited. Okay, I almost forgot. As promised, this is a last minute thought. I thought about it before, as looking at the recipes and stuff, but I forgot to do this at the outset, so it's going in now. And that is the honey that I thought would add just a little bit more with the little bit more sweetness with that wonderful brown sugar that we have in there. Oh, and that just really seemed to give that like a nice little glazy feeling to it, just as I'm like stirring it around in here. We're just painting. It's just like doing your baseboards, pretty much. And it sounds nice. I can hear the crunch on there. You can hear it as you're brushing it on there. Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna leave. Well, no, I'm not gonna leave one because this is too damn good. It's like wonderfulness. And so I'm gonna do one side for right now because I think it's very, very, very well coated. And I'm glad that I still have some more left for tomorrow. And now, how are we gonna go about doing this? We gotta just taste this chicken, honestly. We're gonna give this one, which one do we want? Which one's gonna look good in that bun with a little bit cut off of it? Oh, look at that. Listen to that. That's beautiful. This is just basically like one hell of a great fried chicken on steroids. We've got the brioche, you've seen that before. I'm gonna put a little bit of the sauce onto the bread because it's replacing the white bread that usually is the basis for this. Now, just so it's easier to pile up, I'm gonna take the pickles and put them on the bottom just for fun because then they won't fall off the top. And now I'm taking this beautiful big guy right here and just gonna dump it right on top. Ooh, it's still hot. I don't think that would hurt anybody's feelings, to be really honest. And we're gonna go in for the cut and the taste with the brioche because we already know the chicken is pretty ass-kicking. Pretty yummy deliciousness. I know it's not fully filled into the bun and all, but I really want to taste this this whole combination with the brioche because I've been dogging on or going crazy on brioche. So, bon appetit. You can still hear the crunch in the background. Pickles are pretty delicious in this as well. Really livens it up. I understand why they put them in there. I happen to use sweet gherkins because that's like one of my favorites. I know it's like child taste, but really delicious. I don't know. I don't think this wasn't pie and pizza tonight. Try it. See if you like the differences. If I did things that offended anybody that are real Nashville folks, please, I'm sorry in advance. But this is yummy, and thanks for the basis, and we love y'all.
Also, I like the bread.
Aha! Brioche. We want brioche. Yay! Let's hear it for Time for Bread.
That's very, yeah. It's hot. It's spicy, but it's delicious.
Okay, as promised, after the Nashville Hot Chicken, we were going to do something else with what we had marinated, with the chicken that was left in the buttermilk marinade. And we were going to stuff it with spinach, cheese, mushrooms. I went crazy. I had stuff around the house and I put those in there. So we're going to this is like the appendix to, and this is like, if you got stuff around the house and you got great ingredients, put them together. I think YouTube is like about sharing, which is like the cool thing. And I just thought this would be a really nice thing to share because that's Nashville Hot Chicken with a twist with spinach mushroom filling and yummy cheese, and have fun in your kitchen because we do.